you ever been sitting around just completely unable to comprehend why you're doing what you're doing? You realize that the amount of experiences to be had are practically limitless, but for some reason, you find yourself slowly rotting away. Every additional breath brings us closer to our unalivement, yet we remain bored at some job we don't like, or even worse, scrolling through our phones in hopes we find that next hit of dopamine. That was me earlier this week. I usually find myself caught in what seems like an unending loop where I alternate between work and editing videos. That's not to say I dislike editing videos, but I do think it would be a lot easier if I wasn't mentally drained from my job. As I make more and more of these videos, I find it to be an escape of the monotony of everyday life, so I sat down and contemplated on how to get rid of the awful existential dread of just wasting away. I made the decision to call my girlfriend in order to convince her to come with me to the movies. Anyway, we weren't really sure of any movies that were in theaters, so a few keyboard taps and a Google search later, we found our movie. In case the title doesn't give it away, we went to see The Bad Guys. I'll be honest with you though, I knew the movie was coming out and it didn't really catch my attention. The only reason I vaguely remember it was because they used that one Billie Eilish song. I was surprised to see it in theaters because I had no idea it had been released. Before I move forward, let me tell you what this movie is about, just in case you have no idea what's going on. The movie follows a group of 5 thieves known as the Bad Guys. The team is composed of Wolf, Snake, Web, Shark, and Piranha. Interestingly enough, each of their nicknames is correspondent to their animal race, with the exception of Web, who is a tarantula. Now, the Bad Guys are so proficient at thievery that they purposely make mistakes during their heists for the single reason of making it just a little bit harder. One day following a heist, the crew gets baited by Diane Foxington, the newly appointed governor of California, into stealing the Golden Dolphin Award. She taunts them by reminding them that that award is intended for only the nicest do-gooder, and therefore they could never call it their own. This causes Wolf, the leader, to come up with the ultimate plan to rub it in her face. During the heist, Wolf accidentally saves an old lady from injury, and he is then praised by her. This, being the first time he's ever received praise, opens his eyes to the good feeling you get from performing good deeds. This ultimately ends up being a distraction that leads the team to getting caught. In order to prevent their jailing, he appeals to the fact that they had always been looked down on as nothing more than bad guys, and they never stood a chance in society. This resonates with Professor Marmalade, the person who was to receive the Golden Dolphin Award, and he agrees to take them under his wing in order to turn them into the good guys. Surprisingly, the movie was really good. It's not the most original idea, but it had me hooked throughout, and it managed to steal a few hearty laughs. The main message I got from the movie is basically not to prejudge people. I mean, that is essentially what led them to becoming bad guys. I can't tell you if this is the intended message of the movie, but I'm still new to this reviewing thing, so I'm gonna ask for a little slack. I do think that the cast plays off of each other really well, and I can really sense the camaraderie between the members of the bad guys, especially between Wolf and Snake. Truthfully, Snake kind of gives me vibes similar to that of Sully from Uncharted, albeit a bit more cynical and a lot more vindictive. Wolf, on the other hand, feels more like a combination between Drake, again from Uncharted, and Michael from Burn Notice. Also, why the fuck did they make Wolf so damn cool? I thought I was the only one who felt this way until my girlfriend looked over at me and jokingly asked why I wasn't as cool. Although I understand, I've still gotta ask, Heidi, why you do this? I wanted to briefly mention the following, but did anyone else think it was kind of racist that they had the only Latino member as the crazy guy? I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but I do notice that it is a stereotype in movies. I mean, come on guys, not all of us Latinos are crazy. That's just mainly our women. Heidi, please don't hurt me. Sorry, something got caught in my throat. I really liked the animations. The humans felt very similar to the ones from Turning Red, but the animal character designs seemed more unique to this movie. Like I mentioned earlier, there are some truly funny moments in the movie, and the characters are all really fleshed out, which isn't really surprising when you take into account that the movie spends about a third of the runtime fleshing them out. This kind of leads me to my main complaint about the movie. The main villain isn't introduced until 2/3 into the movie, and what I mean by this is that the conflict that the main characters have to overcome is not even referenced until there's about 30 minutes left of the movie. So although I was having fun, I wasn't really sure which direction the movie was going. Also, probably the most badass character in the movie, the Crimson Paw, isn't introduced until that point as well. We only get a brief glimpse at her past, and even then it kind of it feels like they're just rushing past it. If I'm being honest though, I really enjoyed the movie, and I can definitely say that at this point I'm just nitpicking. It really deserves the high ratings that it has. Again, I know a lot of you have probably seen this, so this is mostly directed for people like me that didn't even realize it was out. It's gonna be a yay for me. This bad boy is still in theaters, so go support the creators and the cast of this awesome movie. If you absolutely dread going out, then you can wait until June 6th-ish, since that is when it's gonna be coming to Peacock for some reason. But yeah, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to hear me say more? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Or just say hi. I appreciate that too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can catch all my future videos. And as always, this has been Subtly Artistic. Peace out.